Hey everybody, welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is December 8th, and that means day 342 of the 3DP 365 project. And on today's episode, it's time to get back into that holiday spirit and start 3D printing out more cool holiday stuff. And while browsing around on my mini factory, I came across Minion Stuart Angel. Now these guys can't really be considered angels, definitely not Stuart, but the print came out awesome and I can't wait to share it with you guys, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 342 of the 3DP 365 project. As I was saying in the introduction, it's time to get into that holiday spirit, and I couldn't think of a better way of doing that than printing out some cool Minion Angels. Now there's 3 in the collection. Obviously you have Bob, Kevin, and Stuart, and I printed out Stuart, and our print actually turned out super good. I am very happy with the results. There was a lot of surface wisping going on, because actually he's hollow. He's perfectly set up to be a tree topper as well. And with this hole in the top near his little halo, you could shrink him down to a smaller size and print him as an ornament. So this has a lot of different functions. And the print itself, it really turned out awesome. This is a super cool model. I'll put the link down in the description so you guys can download and print these yourself. And like I said, there's 3 of them total in the collection. Obviously, Kevin and Bob, but I like Stuart because of his single eye. And he's always very mischievous and he's a little bit stupid. And I always thought that was really, really funny. And the print itself, it came out awesome. There were no problems whatsoever. There are no issues at all with the print. There were no extruder issues, no filament issues, no problems whatsoever. Once we had this downloaded from my mini factory, we sent it over to Simplify 3D for slicing. In Simplify 3D, I used a 0.2mm layer height. I did use 3 top layers, 3 bottom layers, and 3 perimeters. And I only used 10% infill on this model. Now you probably could go a little bit lower or use multiple processes because it is hollow. So it has a perimeter and an internal perimeter and an external perimeter and a little bit of infill. And one thing I did notice, and I did print it out at 35 millimeters per second, but one thing I noticed is that the bottom is a little bit rough. So I lowered mine down onto below the print bed about 1.5 millimeters down. So I would have a really smooth finish or a really smooth bottom to attach. If not, it might fall over during the print. Now I did use a 14 outline brim as well to make sure it stayed down, because at that print speed and at this height and layer height and all the other parameters, and the fact that it's doing internal and external perimeters. Oh, and I did use some support material too, because with the little goggles on, you will have to put a little bit of support material right here. And there's plenty of room. The artist actually made a little bit of room down there. His name is, I believe it's Richard Salome. And he put room here, just enough room in there to put a little bit of support material in there, and it doesn't leave any scarring. And as long as your settings are dialed in pretty good, you should have a pretty good print. Now mine's a little bit rough underneath there, but the detail is really, really small that was being built up on top of that support material, so I kind of expected it. But it's underneath and you really can't see it. We did use some of that Matter Hackers Standard Series gray filament, and my gMax 1.5 XT Plus did a stellar job on the print. I mean, this is just a really clean print besides the little scarring where the support material was connected. The rest of the print looks awesome. The seam is nice and clean. It's right here in the back as usual, because I always place my seam in the back. And the rest of the print looks really, really good. There's a lot of detail. All the little knobs on his little goggle, or mono goggle, on his goggle there, they came out pretty good. They're pretty clean. They're really, really tiny, so I didn't know if they would print or not. And of course you can see his shifty little eye in the glass too. And of course his great little hair on top. Now there was a little bit of issue with some stringing between the little lines of hair. And you can kind of see them there. I don't know if you will be able to see them there or not. But I can just take an X-Acto knife and clean it up, so it's no big deal. And I'll probably print out Kevin and Bob's so we have a complete collection. And I printed this out in gray because I want to be able to paint it. I don't have any yellow filament, and I've never really used yellow filament before. It's not a color preference or anything, it's just a color I never ordered. But I like printing things in gray that are going to be painted because you're going to add primer to these and it makes it a little easier to work with. Now you could use any color obviously, but gray works really, really well. But like I said, I am super happy with the print. I can't wait to print out the rest of the collection, and we'll have our own little collection of Minion Angels. Well, that about wraps it up for day 342 of the 3DP 365 project. I hope you guys found this episode interesting and informative, and if you're looking for ways to support the channel, check out those affiliate links down in the description. And of course, Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.